Hello, hello. Today, I'm going to go ahead and prime up. Right. And it's going to take a minute. Such a large model. You got to be like extra thingy. Goodness. You should get like every spot. And with so many protruding parts, it's kind of difficult to see if you get everything. Like the inside of his hand right here. I don't know. But I think he should be good. And dry for a second. Kind of skip him this way. And who else do I want to try to work on? I might as well just hit these two little guys right here. Now, Candy, she doesn't share the same keyword as the Dreamer and everything like that. But I do like to take her. A lot of the times. And same as Baby Cade. It's a little runny. So what I'm going to do is just let that sit and adjust my formula. Just adding a little bit of primer. Draw her sound should be fine. Great. I know the stream is really last minute, but I kind of just wanted to sit and play around with it to see how everything pans out. And a list of things for me to do this week was to get 3 crews painted. Dreamer definitely being one of them. That's still really runny. All right, well, that's not good, but we can adjust from there. Really splotchy. All right, so I think Corpelius, Candy, Baby Cade, Chompy Bits. That should be good. To be primed up. Now, what I do want to do So I'm going to do a zenithal on these models. Probably for Chompy Bits. I feel like he would actually need to do that. For larger models, I don't really like to do a zenithal, but I have a certain, I guess, painting scheme I want to do. I'm just getting this everywhere. Set this down. Paint all my damn paints. Clean up this brush. An issue. Ready to just get it down. Tear it down and I see me in the stars. Too much, too deep. Red. The tree was within our reach. Okay, so I'm gonna finish cleaning my airbrush, and then I'll go ahead and slap this highlight on. All right. I'll tell you what, getting this like primer out of the airbrush is, very difficult. Oh, it's coming. Rolling with me, rolling with you once again. Eyes of reality. You give me. So I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use some acrylic ink to spray on top of these models. So I think what I want to do is a value sketch of these ones. That's really, really runny. All right, so maybe if I just hit from a distance. It's all right. It's the slightest, so I can pick out the details a little better. Yeah, that's good. Now for the big boy. good. Mhm. Now, if you guys can, anybody that just pops up, let me know if you guys hear me okay. I'm still trying to work on my studio area, trying to figure out the lighting and everything like that, work out the sound. Honestly, I don't even know what any of these buttons do, to be honest. But I saw it, thought it'd be pretty cool to try out. So you are the fortunate ones to see me either succeed or horribly fail. But I'm okay with either. So, kind of scheme I wanted to do for this is because, the dreamer and his whole keyword and everything like that, all these characters, monsters, stuff like that appear from his imagination, from his dreams. So, with how the chompy bits and everything like that, because he has this wide mouth. I don't know if anybody's seen Full Metal Alchemist or not. With gluttony, how when later in the season of Brotherhood, he his stomach opens and he has the teeth, and then the truth pops up, that eye. So I want to kind of imitate that. I want to like paint him to look like gluttony a little bit, and then maybe fuse it with envy. I feel like those two colors would work fairly well on him. Because I mean, honestly, tabletop gaming, hobby, and all that, it's your hobby. Literally do what you want to do with it, So whatever your imagination holds, just express it, you know? Some cases I do like to stick to the box art and everything like that, but I mean, come on. Sometimes that gets a little boring. So I'm gonna need some colors. So let's see. It was dark green. So I want the arms to be, yeah, do those two back arms. That would probably look better if I just use the airbrush, but I don't know. So yeah, I'll probably use the airbrush. This is going thin, everything like that. So, and that way, when you use an airbrush, if you properly mix the paint, it'll go on fairly thin. And then when you make the transitions between the two colors, it'll be a bit easier than trying to use it, with a brush. But I'll be using various techniques in this stream. Airbrush. I don't know what that means. All right, cool. Make this thing go away. I want it to go away. Oh. Okay. What's that doing? Oh yeah. Do this. Hit some of this. Now I'm using Citadel's base wog flesh for the green. So I'm just gonna input that into the airbrush. It's too runny. Some more. A lot of times I don't like mixing the paint in my airbrush because then if you don't mix it properly at the bottom, it'll clog the needle. Then you gotta stop what you're doing, go fix it, turn around, blah blah blah. Like this is too runny still. Okay, some more. Depending on how the stream goes, I might try to make this like, an everyday thing. Just come up here, paint, chat it up with you guys. A little fun. Okay. So that feels right. Feel any resistance? So let's hit these arms here. Shade of green. Oh. Try not to get the I want to imagine that the dreamer has been watching a lot of Full Metal, and he was like, "Oh, it'd be cool if I get two of these homunculus together." So if you ever look at the model, these two big arms are kind of like growing out of the existing body. So we'll do like mesh and everything like that. I love airbrushing. It makes everything so much easier. I remember when I first started this hobby, like maybe a year ago, I was so resistant to the idea of airbrushing. I was like, plus, I'm really cheap. I don't like spending money. Probably because I have, 5 kids. But then it just broke down. It's like, if I'm serious and I want to do this, then I'm going to have to just, bite the bullet. So Amazon, they actually have some really good prices. I don't know if I'm sure everybody shops on Amazon, but, share this dream with you. A couple thin layers. Do you guys ever when you hobby, you ever keep you up at night just thinking about everything you actually want to do? you free. So I know some nights I'll be up and I'm like, gosh, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to do it. Yeah, and then just getting it done, man. I find that to be the hardest thing. Especially, if you, I'm not going to say have a life, but if you have other responsibilities, because, family is always number one for me. I always want to prioritize that over everything and anything. If all the things inside of me never let you see. Smile is fragile and complete. Way from not to see. Just set this down. We pull up. Oh my gosh, she's there. Oh no, not the symbol. I don't care about the symbol. Because I'll probably try to freehand the symbol. So that's that one. I want to do that one. Also, want to look at. There we go. Pull that picture up. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's try it all. It's dark and it's light because I put the zenithal on it, so that's good. These glasses off. Yourself too high, young place. No, I had the free and all that, but so let's go ahead and get this red in there. Let's go with Citadel's base Mephiston red. Now I don't just use Citadel. Vallejo is really good. MSP is okay. Army Painter, I don't use at all. I do not use Army Painter at all. I just don't like how their paint is. And I won't try to claim like I know like all the terms and how the paint's made and all that. I'm not that type of guy. I just really muscle memory, just go by how it goes from brush to model. Don't really study the formula or anything like that. Literally, I just do it. Repetition, everything like that. Let's put a drop of water in. See how that is. This with a brush. And I made it kind of watery because I do want it to go in between because he has all these teeth here. So a couple thin layers of that will make it a hell of a lot easier. We are in a nightmare. I will not die. I will survive. I'm for you. Now that I think that looks really, really cool. I'll let that sit for a second. So now I'm gonna break out a flesh tone. Feel some resistance on this though. So while that dries, I'm gonna go ahead and work on my airbrush some more. Try to clean that out. There we go. If you let it sit, it's gonna clog. So, re-airbrush, you always gotta, pull the old paint off or the dried paint, the tip of the airbrush, so the flow and everything will be a lot better. I'm waiting for you. So for the stream, I'll at least try to get, Lord Chompy Vince base coated majority of the way. Try to do that out. Go. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna take this layer paint, Cadian flesh tone. I'm gonna hit all of the arms, maybe the back and the body. Try to get a nice blend in. Because, the boxer for Lord Chompy Bits, he's like, I think, purple, a lot of purple. And I considered that, and also considered a couple of the options. So what I might end up doing is like freehanding a lot of places on him. But again, like I said, I do want to just get the base paint down. And while I have the Cadian flesh tone out, I'll probably just end up hitting Candy and Baby Cade and then using that as a base and then just going lighter and lighter, because I like to think of them as they're like undead, really, but not like in a zombie sense, just kind of like pale. So with the Cadian flesh tone, it'll build those shadows and everything. Right there. That's good. Alright, so we start on his back. Kind of get that nice little blend going. then I'm just hitting the crevices where it all meets. But then, of course, on these arms, I'm going full. Like, I want this to be like the base coat. Don't like how it's coming out right now. It's still a little watery. We can adjust it though. Just work with it a little bit. Just gotta be careful not to get in the mouth. Let that sit for a little bit. Definitely don't want it to be watery when it goes on. The other ones, because they're so small, it'd be really difficult trying to get all that out. Oh, that's weird. I bent my needle. It's really. Oh no, drops it. Does you really care? It's not really watery, man. Just give this. There we go. I mean, literally, it's just that one piece on it. It's just her face. For baby Kate, he's butt naked. Well, pretty much just got a diaper on, but I think that looks good. That looks like a real life baby. But I don't really see real life babies holding butcher knives. But I mean, hey, each its own, right? Oh, I'm starting to feel resistance again. I just need to do this part, even everything out, and then go over it again. Oh, interesting. Definitely after this guy. Clean the airbrush. Oh gosh. See, so I don't like mixing it. And then you're on too. Alright, this ain't working. Take it apart. I'll just layer it on with a brush then. How about that? for that one section. I should have gotten greedy. Just have to do a deep cleaning, so that's not a big deal. Okay. So, so. So maybe what I'll do is, so this is all just the base, and then I'll just make them pale. It's scary looking, man. Gotta be scary looking. Then just break the airbrush out, back out, the green. Just blend everything in. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna hit down here. Excuse me. Transition stay like that. Always, 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 always. Multiple thin layers of haze. All right. In hindsight, probably should have airbrushed the Acadian flesh on before the green. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But you live and you learn. You live, you learn, you live, you learn, you grind, you live, ooh, you live. I'm too young to know that song. All these other spots. I need to be tripping on it. Yeah, definitely technical difficulties. Take this off now. I don't know why I'm trying to use that now. Yeah, airbrushing is definitely better. I gotta work on this, man. I gotta probably drop a little more money on a better airbrush. Literally, the one I got was like a starter brush. It was like $20. But I mean, I got a year out of it. So honestly, I mean, it's worth the investment. But did I get a year? Has it been a year? What did I get? I don't know. I think the back is looking pretty delish. It's just hitting this whole model with a brush, doing a second layer. Like, goodness gracious. Definitely a pain. Privateer Press. Iron Kingdoms. Iggy. Yeah. Yes. Good. One of you might be wondering, Why isn't this guy using a handle? I hate handles. I absolutely hate them. I'd rather just hold, the actual base of the model than try to use a handle. It's horrible. I hate it so much. I hate it. You are my everything. I like the transitions of this model from the tangerine, the tangerine. The red. I mean, the teeth. I mean, gotta make teeth white, right? That's just rule of thumb. I mean, teeth bones are made of calcium. Calcium's, a light color. Guinea pigs. So, in all this, then make the transition probably from this point where the teeth are, make it a lighter color, probably from where the fingers are and how he's mutating. Because I like to think of Lord Chompy Bits. He was human at one point, I mean, why wouldn't he be? So you look at all the Dreamers characters; they're all humanoid. So I mean, why don't them have regular skin tone? It's kind of like what I did in the that little preview video that I put on a wall like a month ago or so with the swine cursed. 'Cause, the backstory is they're pigs or goblins and they're just fused together. So I like to try to do that transition here as well. Even though this character in this backstory is just imaginary, came from, this kid's imagination, blah, blah, blah. I will give it to Weird though. I really like when they had the first model out of how like the Dreamer was this little kid, but then if you look at the third edition box of the Dreamer, he looks like a teenager now, and how like even Corpelius, Chompy Bits, all of the models that come with them, they matched it to I guess a teenager's imagination. Of course, the other models, the Dreamer's like this little kid, and he like doesn't have much of a scary imagination, I guess you can say. Because the models themselves, they look like really kiddish. But here now they're just like really forming to be absolute monsters. Keep the transition there. Kind of messed up the transition between the two. I guess some overspill. So like I said, I got to break the airbrush out and get that wog flesh back up. Anyway, I'm just streaming it so my partner in this comes over. Uh, doubt I'm actually going to be able to finish, but I am trying my best to get at least the base colors down. So get that. There's always paint phases. I never try to like paint one area to finish and then try to go back because man, I make a lot of mistakes. I'll be real. It's horrible. especially because I ain't been able to paint that much lately. I feel like I'm getting a bit rusty. All alone, she's so hot, oh baby, I'm so cold. I've wasted all this time. I've wasted so much time. Don't leave me alone. So the horns should probably take like a sand color and then just go. So for the horns and the nails and stuff like that, I'm going to use MSP Bones Master Series paint, Desert Sand. And that's just going to be the base. And then I'll work it up to like Wolf Gray or, a pure white. Now I'm just really just trying to let the other colors dry before I go back into them. I've been working at them enough, so just never just sit and wait in this hobby. You just kind of try to utilize as much time as possible. And then I'll just water down that Mephiston red, squeeze it into the cracks of all this. And hit another base, and then try to hit it again. It just seems like it's a little thingy right now. It's fine though. Said you can always work around anything. Nothing's permanent. You can fix it. It's not a big deal. See? Saying the red was still wet. Because it's basically a wash. Because again, I watered it down too much. You always want to properly dry off your brush, or at least try. I really like this desert sand color, actually. I feel like just, a couple highlights and it would actually pretty much be really good. I'm hungry. What do you guys paint? Do you guys try to follow the color wheel and put paints that go together well, or you kind of just slap on whatever you want? Let me know. I mean, sometimes I just slap on what I want, but then other times I try to follow it, and I say try. So I think for the horns, when I break out the green, I want it to go to this point, so don't go past that point. So let me just. And I think for like the top of the head, you could literally just hit it with a dry brush, and it would look fine. There's so many protruding pieces. Like even when I run my brush against it, if you go against it, it literally just picks the edges up. So I'll just hit this with a dry brush. Just have it come there. And then just blend the two colors in. Have his face be like a different color. Even then, taking the humanoid form, just kind of thinking. You can hit that with a dry brush. Oh, look at that. It's still wet. Dry. It's still wet. So it's literally a wash, because washes take like forever to freaking dry. Sad. Sad, sad, sad. High density pigment paint covers very well, but if you don't water it down, it looks like dog water. But it covers very well. All I love, lost in this abyss, the ground in the dark. Oh fuck! You find to my rescue, and the very out on you, keeping me alive. You are my salvation. And really, like these models, any models you'll see on the channel, I'm just getting tabletop ready, if you can say that. If you want to see the other stuff, check out one of our other socials where I do put a little more effort in and get everything looking a bit better. Probably right below display quality. Yeah, so just check out one of our other pages and you'll see all that, man. Who I am. And if my voice is annoying, like my singing, let me know, and I will sing softer. A lot of times I just, watch TV or anything like that. I like to just be in my own thoughts. What time is this dude coming over? I did not hear my phone go off. My man hit me up freaking an hour ago. Oops. I did not hear my phone. Alright, well then this stream will be ending soon. So it looks like I did not get to go all the way. But if I finish this project, I will be sure to post it to all our socials. So if you actually want to see what it looks like when it's done, just hit us up, man. And you'll see all the stuff we've been working on lately. If you join our Patreon, then you'll definitely see a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. And you'll see how we actually do everything in the studio. I'm just really into this one right now. Like, I just don't want to stop. Oh, you know what? I just had a freaking idea of how I'm going to do this. Oh, man, that's an idea. Stroke of genius, if I may say. I wish I knew how to do the non-metallic metal stuff. I'm working on it, but I suck. All right, guys. That'll be it for now, but be sure to hit us up, send us a message, everything like that. If there's something you'd want to see on the channel. Yeah, until the next time.